Is everybody freaking out about Kanye West? What do you think about him? This is the tweet that kind of set off the discussion. This tweet from Kanye about Kim. He's like, my wife just called me and she wanted me to make this clear to everyone. I don't agree with everything Trump does. I don't agree 100% with anyone but myself. So essentially Kim's upset, so this is a thing. This is kind of one of the tweets that everyone's talking about. It was Trump kind of quote tweeting Kanye, where he said, Kanye's original tweet, he had Trump came up with this very dad quote about it, which was essentially, damn, it was very cool. Thank you, Kanye, cool. Very cool. Kanye had said, you don't have to agree with Trump, but the mob can't make me not love him. We're both dragon energy. He is my brother. I love everyone. I don't agree with everything anyone does. That's what makes us individuals, and we have the right to independent thought. What do you guys think? 5 words or less.
I'm with Rihanna, who unfollowed.
Kanye's in the sunken place.
From Kanye to Boo.
Doesn't bother me that much. It doesn't bother me at all. This is a very Kanye thing to do.
It is.
Which is an action that results in someone saying, is he insane or is it just a publicity stunt?
Yeah.
When has that not happened with a Kanye thing?
That's true.
Okay, that's a good point, and I think a lot of people think that too. When I read the tweets, though, I didn't think about like that. I think Kanye, he's right in what he's saying, though. He's a lot of the tweets, if you read in their entirety, he's asking us all have free thought and to make our own decisions for ourselves, which he's not wrong. He's not wrong for that.
Correct.
It's just he's a smart guy, and I don't really like that he's kind of aligning himself with Donald Trump. What I do think is hilariously funny about this is how Kim chimes in, and I'm sure all the Kardashian clan, including KJ, Kris Jenner's like, listen, Kim, rein him in, this is bad for your brand too. You know,
yes.
The conversation's now shifting from, honey, I love you. We have great careers together, but you need to shut the F up because you're messing with my brand. I have that new fragrance coming out that looks like my body. And I'm not trying to lose any coins.
Did you guys see those photos that she put out?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like,
good morning.
I can't handle that. But I agree with most of what you're saying, but I think when he equates himself by saying, he's my brother, I love him, and a lot of his tweets were saying, you need to just have more love, say you love each other more. But when he equates himself with somebody whose whole presidency and administration is not based on love, and it's not based on loving other people, it's not based on loving your country, that's a little bit of an ironic statement. And I think that he's also equating himself with somebody who doesn't believe in climate change, who says evidence-based and science-based. You can't use those words. So yeah, I can't deal with Kanye.
Really quick, after this, Kanye lost a lot of followers, but also gained a lot of followers. You were doing a little bit of the math and research.
Yeah, so I wish I had the numbers in front of me, but there was a swap of millions. He actually lost more than he gained, but he gained close to what is estimated 2.9 million, close to 3 million new followers. And there have been a number of high-profile celebrities that have since unfollowed him. I said Rihanna in my 5 words. I believe Ariana Grande, Kendrick Lamar, Katy Perry were some of the others that unfollowed.
So is unfollow the right thing to do? Does it make a difference?
I mean, I don't know. When you unfollow someone, it doesn't make a difference. It's just for what we're talking about today. It's like this, Katy Perry.
I think when it's celebrities, though, that means you're kind of disassociating with their way of thought too.
Right.
When you're celebrities,
it also could be fatigue. We were talking about this during the break as well. I mean, he's tweeting a lot. We're highlighting some select tweets, but if you go on any point in time, it's just this barrage of tweets. My friend Michelle said the other day, I guess he's just clearing out his drafts folder because it just feels like it's just back to back to back tweeting. Yeah. So maybe it is a statement. I'm sure it could be taken as that, but it also could just be like, dude, I don't care, and it's a whole bunch of nonsense mixed in with like clever dad quotes, weird political endorsements, non-endorsements. It just doesn't make
Someone
sense.
took a bunch of dry New Yorker cartoons and put Kanye quotes in, and that's where it seems like his quotes are coming from. We mentioned one thing that Kim had said. Here is more of her Twitter thread kind of addressing all this. She's like, he's a free thinker. Is that not allowed in America? Because some of his ideas differ from yours. You have to throw in the mental health card. That really seemed to offend her. That's just not fair. He's actually out of the sunken place when he's being himself, which is very expressive. She goes on, there's more. She says, now, when he spoke about Trump, most people, including myself, have very different feelings and opinions about this, but this is his opinion. I believe in people being able to have their own opinions, even if really different from mine. He never agrees with his politics. Kanye will never run in the race of popular opinion, and we know that that's why I love him and respect him. In a few years, blah blah blah. It won't. People will praise them, you know.
Okay,
whatever.
I think something that's important to point out is that Kanye is absolutely allowed to have his opinion, and I think it's sort of as falsely representing people who are criticizing what Kanye has said. He can have an opinion. We are also allowed to criticize the opinions that he stated. No one's saying that he shouldn't have them or express them. But also to recognize that he is, when he says MAGA, like M-A-G-A, Make America Great Again, all that stuff, he is expressing and being expressive of an administration who has aligned themselves with very oppressive policies.
Right.
So people are allowed to criticize that from a number of minority groups. I think it's important to recognize that both things can be true. They should be able to exist, and by just dismissing his critics, and if people are throwing around mental health, then yes, that is irresponsible, but plenty of people are putting very thoughtful arguments together about why this is not beneficial, that Kanye West is with this weird MAGA endorsement, non-endorsement, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat, like whatever.
Sean King, who's worth a follow on Twitter, he put together this whole thread of people who like you could find one or two awesome things about, or in like at least respectable, honorable things about at the core of them, I guess. But he also was like, here's Hubert Humphrey. He orchestrated, you know, this, and that. Here's someone who they said was a good leader in certain contexts, but also like suppressed the vote in black communities. Like, would you say that you love them? Now there's like a very Christian thing that's like, yes, I love my brother, but where's that line? Where do you draw it? No one knows.
I mean, yeah. Grace, you make a very good point about, like, I think Kim chiming in is par for the course because that's her man. And Kim's, as we've seen before, the whole Taylor Swift thing, that she's fiercely protective of Kanye. But you're right. If Kanye is being able to, he doesn't get a pass because of who he is, and we don't have to accept what he's saying. Again, I do think that the freedom of thought, yeah, I agree with that. You should be able to think however you want, but there's got to be some kind of accountability. And I think some celebrities don't want to. That's an element of their actions they don't want to take ownership of or own, is accountability.
There's one celebrity that kind of chimed in to contextualize this. He actually texted Kanye. It was John Legend. We have the text that Kanye actually tweeted out. He said, "Hey, it's JL. I hope you'll reconsider aligning yourself with Trump. You're way too powerful and influential to endorse who he is and what he stands for. As you know, what you say really means something to our fans. They are loyal to you and respect your opinions. So many people who love you feel so betrayed right now because they know that the harm that Trump's policies cause, especially to people of color. Don't let this be part of your legacy. You're the greatest artist of our generation."
That's powerful.
That's really powerful. Kanye says, "I love you." We have one more aspect of it that actually proves the point that John Legend is amazing. The next tweet, the next graphic that we have after this is, you know, after saying, "I love you, I appreciate your thought, bringing my fans a legacy is a tactic based on fear," is Kanye's response, "used to manipulate my free thought." Legend says, "Think freely, think with empathy and context too. Your words and actions have consequences, much love. And since you're posting text, let me add that I have a new single out."
Boom, slide that in.
You know, it does kind of bring up an interesting point. Kanye West has a new musical project coming out, and obviously a new fashion line. We've discussed that on the show. It's hard for me, recognizing how strategic and brilliant Kanye is in so many ways, not to speculate that this is in part a very calculated publicity attempt to a degree, because especially with the barrage of tweets, it does sort of mirror what we saw from Trump when he announced his candidacy.
Yes,
remember the first time that Trump started tweeting, we were like, this is crazy, this is so new. And I do notice a little bit of a parallel in the way that we're covering all these Kanye tweets. Eventually it will sort of become like noise, but right now it's like everyone has a hot take on these Kanye tweets. So I wonder if he's putting himself out there to promote some of the stuff he's working on too.
It's disrespectful if he's doing that though, Grace, because as John Legend said in his text, that he has such influence and people that follow him, and that he's now alienating for aligning himself with Trump. Another thing that pisses me off about the whole Trump responding to Kanye's tweet is that I have this thought that Trump's like, hell yeah, we got another colored man that's a powerful colored man that's in our stable now. Hell yeah, like a win for us. You know, it's like
there was just a hearing on Capitol Hill of like Diamond and Silk, who are these like African-American conservative vloggers who very obviously, like white senators, are saying, see, we have one on our side.
Right.
Yeah.
I see in Kanye's tactics, Kanye looking across at someone who's similar to him. The way that Trump looks across at like Putin and Kim Jong-un is like, these are people I respect and admire because they're strong people doing things that are genuinely like, or generally frowned upon. And I think that when Kanye sees that behavior in Trump, he wants to defend that behavior in Trump because in doing so, he's defending that behavior in himself. And so when he hears a really thoughtful argument from John Legend, he'll say something like, you're using a tactic based on fear, projecting onto John Legend that the bringing up like what your fans will think is like a way to scare Kanye away from doing that and getting away from his genuine instincts. But that's not true. Legend is saying you need to be responsible because how are you helping if you're saying like I have political goals that I don't agree with Trump on? How are you helping those political goals by bringing up something that is essentially a truism, a platitude, something saying like I love my brother? It's like, okay, great. We all don't want him dead. We don't want to. We don't hate him for being alive. We just disagree. And this is that conversation. You bringing that up just kind of sidetracks it all with something that I think a lot of people agree with.